Dear ones, I am Archangel Michael. Today we will end our little journey, regarding the knowledge of souls. So in the last 2 days, I spoke about souls, from here on earth, I spoke about the fractals of the soul, so today to close the subject, I need to explain how souls from other orbs came here and adapted so well. Since I had also said that each soul is created for that orb. So today the focus of the subject will be this. Each orb, each planet, has its soul factory. Then those souls are prepared to walk in that orb, on that planet, to endure everything that is good, everything that is bad, all the challenges, all the obstacles. Anyway, that's how it's created. At some point in its journey, the soul needs clothing, because it is not yet subtle, to the point of being just light. So she needs an outfit, and the outfit is exactly, totally suited to that orb, that planet. It's like I said that you here can live between limits of 50 and 50 degrees Celsius, approximately. So let's transition to the planet Jupiter, which is extremely far from the Sun, temperatures are very low. That human outfit you have wouldn't survive there. No, I mean it wouldn't survive the way you live here, in direct contact with the environment. It could survive in another way, not the outfit pure and simple, walking around the planet without any protection. Because this outfit was created for this orb. Very good. But is this also a limitation? Is this an impediment for you to leave this planet and travel to others? I would say yes and no. Understand the following: the planets evolve, and many souls in high degrees of evolution, like on the 5th for example, are extremely restless souls. And then or make a complement, which are extremely restless souls and bodies. So here I cannot talk about human consciousness, I will talk about the soul and consciousness, of any being in the universe. So these souls, extremely restless, have the impetus to do good, to help those in need, because they understand how difficult it is to ascend, they have already been through it, they have already taken this journey and they know how difficult this evolution is. So they set out to navigate the universe and land on other planets, to help other civilizations grow, to go through everything they went through more easily. So in this way, I will go back to the history of this planet. Why are there so many evolved souls here on the planet? So let's start, from far away, when beings from various orbs, from various galaxies arrived here, to help the inhabitants of this planet to evolve. The planet was already in the 3rd dimension. Of course it wasn't as populated as it is today, obviously, but there were enough souls to evolve. And these beings came here to help these souls understand and learn the path to ascension. The idea would be to come here, stay for a while, watch the human generations grow, evolve, and then simply leave. Then you might ask me, but wait, those bodies came from other galaxies, not from this one. How did they adapt here? There's the point, that's where I want to get to today. The physical body that you have in the 3rd dimension is a dense body, it is a body that really needs to be in contact with the environment at all times. You depend on the medium. Depend on air, depend on water, depend on sunlight, depend on food, otherwise you wouldn't survive. So, this carbonic structure that is your bodies is extremely permeable to the environment in which you live, to this planet. So I would say that going out into the 3rd dimension, to another planet in the 3rd dimension in the physical body, would not work. Really, it would have to be a planet very similar to this one, for you to adapt. So this is very difficult to happen. I will return to this point in a moment. So, I repeat again, it was souls and bodies that arrived here from higher dimensions, not from 3rd, they were bodies from 5th. And within the subtlety of the 5th dimensional body, it no longer depends so much on the environment. It is as if light were the main food for those bodies. They don't need food, like you in the 3rd dimension do. Because it is a much more subtle body, much higher, and with properties, among them, the property of adapting to the environment. Of course, nothing happens in the snap of a finger. It is not a being to arrive here and quickly mingle with you. No, not exactly this. There is a passage, a preparation, an adaptation. That's where in the first few days, those bodies feel a lot, but then they get used to it, and live naturally on another planet, different from their home world. So this is how many beings came here from various galaxies. The planet was still in the third dimension. But I already explained to you, the dimensions exist, with each being living in them. Because the fifth dimension was already being prepared on this planet, for the planet to ascend. So that the humans who were in Tercera could ascend. So the fifth dimension already existed here, coexisting with the third. I can even say that it really is a parallelism that exists today, now on your planet. The fifth dimension is there, it is not being created. She's already there. Fifth dimensional frequencies exist. The planet and everything that will resonate in the fifth dimension is already there. So this is why the most evolved souls can travel throughout the universe and adapt. I'm also not going to say that it's easy, because I don't feel anything, but from what we observed, some have an extremely bad time, until they adapt. And then, things flowed without any problems. So I hope it's clear why so many beings arrived here. And they stayed on the planet very well, even though they were not from this orb, because the fifth dimension has this property. So these souls from Quinta, and many even higher ones, had to create a fractal in Tercera when the planet descended. Because they were imprisoned here, this Tercera fractal stayed here. They were all forced to remain here on the planet. And as the planet completely assumed the Tercera dimension, they had to unfold into a Tercera fractal. And there are many of you. A good majority are here today, and they are Pleiadian, Arcturian, Sirian, Venusian souls, from n other orbs, planets, and galaxies existing in the universe. It is my brothers, in this way, these fractals of these evolved souls, remained here. Very good. Earth's soul factory continued to function, because the planet had to be fully inhabited. Telling the story of the Matrix is unnecessary, we are already past that point. So up to a certain point, there were souls from Earth and the remaining souls from that period, when the planet descended. What is the volume of these souls? It's not big, but it's not small either, and you are recognizing yourselves now, as Atlanteans and as Lemurians. Very good. Then, as time passed, many other souls continued, those restless souls from other orbs, continued to wander around the universe. Some fell here through carelessness. They arrived here in the wrong way, and lost their physical clothes, became just souls and were imprisoned on the planet. So this is another large group that arrived here, souls who came to walk the earth. But things didn't turn out as they imagined, that they could come and go at any moment. Then many may ask, but wait, wasn't planet Earth's fame in the universe already known? Just as you don't respect rules, there are many souls who don't either. They like seeing to believe, they like challenges, they like to challenge. So, I'll see if that's the case. And it came and here it stayed. And I can tell you that the number is not small. There are many souls who arrived here this way and were imprisoned. And now comes another big, very important point. A while ago, we all already knew what would happen on this planet, because it was the journey of planet Earth itself, entering the photon belt. So we knew there would be a change, and that would be the time to act and raise the vibration of the planet. An echo resounded in the universe. The request for soldiers to come here, to planet Earth, for the great final battle, which was to add to the beings of light that were already here, to increase the vibration of the planet, so that it could ascend. And so it was done. From a time ago, long before the Indigos, many souls came here. I'm going to make one more stop. But wait, the souls came from other orbs, how did they adapt here? They came as souls, not as bodies. And because they were evolved souls, a new fractal was born, so that they could arrive here in the third dimension. And this fractal was born fully compatible, with this planet, to live here. So here is a fractal of those souls. Very good. I'm going to go back a little and tell you that those other souls, also restless and challenging, who arrived here, it was also a fractal of them that stayed here. She had to generate a fractal, to live here in the third dimension. Very good. So these fractals of evolved souls arrived here in a large volume. I won't need time. They came arriving over time. And they knew what they were going to go through, they knew they were going to get here and they would stay here, they could not leave until the moment of ascension. So these fractals, add to those souls that have been here since the times of Atlantis and Lemuria, and much earlier, and they are added to those who arrived here out of rebellion, out of their own free will. Nobody called, they just came. Very good. In the 90s, it was established in the universe that extremely powerful souls would come here. What are these souls? They are souls of very high dimensions. They are souls that were created for combat. Yes, souls can have specific functions. It's as if that soul gained a little more than one component. So she becomes a warrior, she becomes combative. Not war and combat as you know it, no one takes anyone's life. Either those who are not in line are imprisoned, or they are transformed into light. No soul is killed. Very good. I'll talk about that in a bit. So, this group of warrior souls came here during the 90s. Today these souls are already adults, and I can say that the vast majority are still sleeping. Many fell into the traps of their dimension. They turned to drugs, easy sex, a wild life, completely without love for themselves or anyone else. Very well influenced by the matrix, which is obvious, detected that they arrived here, because it was a very large volume. That's why I already told you, that these souls will wake up at the right time. Their function is specific, so they cannot transit the planet simply for the sake of transit. All these human consciousnesses will receive information about what they came here to do and will do. That's one point. From then on, in the year 2000, today at that moment, we have some who are almost adults, others teenagers who came with another mission. Not a war mission, not a combat mission, but the mission to prepare the next era. They are also evolved souls, very wise souls. They are souls that were prepared for wisdom, for knowledge. And they will guide you in the next era. They will be the souls that will show you the whole truth of the history of your world, of the universe, and that you do not know. The vast majority don't know, because they are essentially from this planet. The rest already know and will remember everything.